Hey, what's up, everyone? Shane O'Mac here from Just Win Bets, baby. Joe the Fan. Game 1, NBA Finals, right? Tyrese Haliburton hits a huge shot, wins the game. Is Tyrese Haliburton the most clutch superstar in NBA history?
Get the hell out of here. I mean, that's crazy. Robert Horry, Kobe, the GOAT. I'm referring to Michael Jordan. I'm not talking about LaTrash, okay? Let's really be honest, okay? Let's get that. Okay, listen, I'll give credit where credit's due. When he was really LeBron James, okay, because the only thing that he's won, last thing that he won was the Mickey Mouse ring, okay, during COVID, okay? He didn't even play the whole season. That's really, they didn't play the whole.
It was Kobe year. It was a shortened season.
That was a very shortened season, and let's not even talk about the crowd. About what are they bringing? Little posters as their come on. So that's just to name a few. The kid's good. I'll give you credit where credit's due. Okay, I'm very happy for the Indiana Pacers right now and what he's done this season. Hands down, he's done it to the Knicks. Obviously, he's done it to other teams. But to say, hey, first of all, is he really a superstar yet? I don't think he's a superstar yet. He's a good player. He's going to be, the kid's going to be good, but you got to earn your stripes there, young one.
Okay, you said he's not a superstar yet, right? But
Correct.
You know what makes superstars? Rings, right? If he wins a ring this year, he that projects him into that superstar status, correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm not. So what I'm saying is, give it some thought here. All right. So to put this in perspective, Tyrese has had more game tying or go ahead playoff shots this year alone in the final 5 seconds than Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, D Wade, Kevin Durant, Jokic, Dirk. Then they had all their whole entire careers. Right. Just this year alone, he's had more tying or go ahead playoff shots this year in the final 5 seconds of a game. I mean, come on. That's pretty impressive.
Okay, but you mentioned it before. What are those names that you mentioned that this kid does not have? And he might have it by, who knows, in 6 games or 7 games. I think OKC still has a shot. That being said, they all have the jewelry. Every name that you've mentioned had the jewelry. True or false?
Dame Lillard doesn't have it, right? No. So
besides Lillard. Okay.
All the other ones do, though. Yes, you're correct. Steph does. D Wade does, KD does, Joker does, Dirk does. I agree. But hey, if he can keep pulling it out, pulling that magic rabbit out of his hat and coming through and gets a ring this year, that is going to, first of all, if he makes shots like that in the last 5 seconds of every game to make them win the championship, I mean that's superstardom on a rocket.
Absolutely. The kid's on fire. The kid's hot in the postseason. My hat's off to him. I wish the Indiana Pacers the best of luck. Now, OKC's pissed. So they're up by X amount of points last game. How do you lose that lead? And going a little piggyback off of that, of Carlisle is to me the X factor. He's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. I think this may go 6. 4-2. We all said it before. 4-1 OKC, and it could still happen. But I didn't think when I stepped away. I'll be honest with you, I stepped away, and when I got up this morning, that hey, he made that shot. Wow, my hat's off to him. But to make him the most superstar clutch player of all time in NBA history, not yet.
Yeah. So what you just said. Unfortunately, I still think the Thunder are winning this series. So, if he comes through and gets that ring, he'll be a superstar. But like we talked about in our NBA Finals breakdown video, we both picked the Thunder to win in either 5 or 6 games, right? So, but Carlisle has been the X factor in that series. He has been the best coach on out there, and he's a great coach and puts his players in perfect spots. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the series though. What if he comes out and he let's say game 3 he hits another one and then it gets to game 6 and then he makes the force to go to game 7 then hits another one and he gets 7 game-winning shots over the whole playoffs? Where would you rank him?
And sure. I put him definitely top 5. But let's keep this in mind, and we're talking about last night's game. 25 turnovers. And you can only produce OKC I hope you're listening. You can only produce 11 points from that. That's not OKC basketball. Let's be honest right there. Let's make sure we understand that perfectly clear. 25 turnovers throughout the game. It looked like, okay, an NBA team versus a high school team, okay, in Burke, Virginia. Okay, that's what it looked like. All right. And I'm talking like a high school, I'm talking about like a freshman basketball team is what the Indiana Pacers look like. Okay. They totally changed it and they couldn't put them away. So again, my hat's off to Indiana Pacers. I'm very happy for them. They win game one in a shocker. And I believe it was 7-1 before the game even started. So, you know, I don't, going back to the original question, I don't see him as he's a good player. He may be a great player. He's still young, but hey, you got to earn those stripes.
Yeah, going back to the game, like you said, early on, the Thunder were dominating, right? And then they at one point they were on pace to have the most steals in an NBA Finals game ever. I think the record's like 19 or something like that, and they had 11 in the first half, something like that. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, so yeah, that Thunder defense, and then but you never. That's Carlisle too for the Pacers. He's a great coach. He's a great coach. He found a way to get his guys out of it, and the players stepping up like Haliburton and Siakam and all them. It's great. It's going to be a great series, but I think the Thunder. I think they're pissed now, and I think they're definitely go back and win the series though.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just the finally say that again, nothing. Well, SGA did his job. Now, where the heck was Chet? I mean, that's just the name one, but there's a couple other guys. Hey, man, you got to step on that. Listen, OKC has a great defense. There's no question about it. You caused 25 turnovers. It did. They were throwing in the first half. You saw multiple times, and I thought Carlisle was about to have a heart attack on the sideline. He starts. You see multiple. I've never seen an NBA Finals this way. Multiple. I can understand one or two, but there were multiple in the first half of backcourt violations. I was like, "What the heck is going on?"
Yeah.
So Carlisle makes the changes in halftime. Again, happy for him. I'm really excited to see game two.
I am too. I will have to say one last thing about game one. When we did our NBA breakdown, we both said best bet the under. Guess what? Under hit by like 10 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I was most happy about because I had a couple units on the under.
Exactly. Yeah. That one definitely hit.
The over-under was at 232 for anybody watching, and there was 221 scored throughout the game, so easily covered the under.
Right. See, that was the thing I was worried about. Oh, man, they're going to go to OT. I didn't know what kind of shot it was going to take. Or, well, in that situation, it was either going to be, hey, look, they're taking the lead or they're not. So, I mean, it worked out for everybody. But I was worried about. I was like, when I started to see the lead start to go down, I was like, oh man. But hats off to Indiana. They win game one. I think OKC should have put them away, especially like I said, 25 turnovers by the Indiana Pacers, and you can only produce 11 points. Come on, guys, you got to do better than that.
Yeah, I think the Thunder correct their wrongs there, and they're going to go on and dominate the rest of the series probably. I don't know if it's going to be in 5 like my original prediction, but I think game 6 is going to be over by it.
Sure. And here's a one I'm going to go out on a limb. I think SGA takes more shots. I mean, he took a lot of shots last night, but I think he's going to go for 40 plus game 2. You heard it here first.
Should look at the lines for that and maybe post that out and see.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to be plus money at some point.
Yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts in game 2?
Game 2, I would definitely go Thunder. I don't know what the money line spread is right now. I don't have it up in front of me.
Yeah, it's at Thunder minus 520.
Ooh,
but the spread is at minus 11. Where the Pacers at plus 390. When I was saying before at plus 700, that's when they would look like I said, they look like a freshman team out of Burke.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but what's interesting is the series.
Minus 500 is a little bit too rich to make any money off. There's nothing worth the squeeze there for me.
Yeah.
What's the over under at for game 2?
The over under at for that is 227.5. Both at -1. Well, over is -108. The under is at -112. So
People leaning the under again.
yeah, I think so. I think they could have got a better number for that, but I'm looking for.
That's a big drop. That's a 5-point drop from game 1 to game 2. Well, I guess if you score 221 the first game, that's going to bring down the over under line.
Sure. Before we go, let's give you the update on SGA 40 plus at 2+210. So they have, this is interesting. The 35 plus is -115. I think SGA is pissed and he's going to go off.
Yeah, I think the Thunder they're gonna roll. I think they're gonna roll. I don't know if it's gonna be that 11 points that it's currently at, but if it was at 10, I would think about taking it. All right, guys, that's our wrap up of game 1. Looking forward to game 2 of the NBA Finals. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, spread the word. Our channel is growing. The more people the more people benefits us. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch you next time. And just win bets, baby.